I have Rachel Duran with me from the Namibia African Wild Dog Project, and she's going to educate us a little bit on who they are, what they do, and what they need. Rachel, thank you very much for coming to join me for a chat. If we can start off by maybe exploring a little bit what the project is all about.
Okay, the project actually started in 2012. It stemmed from actually an incident that happened in 2010. There was some pups, I think about 14 pups, that were dug up from their den up in the Mangeti region. And a British researcher working on wild dog at the time was contacted and told to please come and help them out. And Nankuse actually fetched the wild dogs. And from that, they realized that actually quite a lot of questions needed to be answered about the species, and nobody seemed to have that many answers. So I think 1 or 2 workshops happened. A few stakeholders were brought together, and from that, the project was actually founded in 2012. The action plan is a lot bigger than just us. It started as a range-wide initiative throughout what's left of the wild dog habitat in Africa. So each country gets together and holds workshops with the stakeholders and experts, I guess, in the species and their conservation. And our first one was held in Otjiwarongo last year, and we had a discussion about what the species conservation requirements were and what needed to be done. So we put together a draft document, which is still with the ministry at the moment, going through it. But the objectives from that, we are now, as a project, looking to work towards. And then all of it will be put together with hopefully a management plan at the end of the day to conserving the species.
Who funds the
funding? That's always a tricky one. At the moment, there is no specific funding for it. That is something that we would be looking at organizing or trying to get. At the moment, it really is down to each organization or group to try and come up with funding to do it. The wild dog actually have quite a negative reputation. They are carnivore species. There is conflict with livestock farmers and so on. So that is something that we're also looking towards working on. There's a lot of talks going into visiting schools, but also just educating Namibians about wild dog and their role in the ecosystem and what's going on there. I've spoken to educated Namibians from all walks, and if I mention wild dog, quite a few have actually thought I'm talking about domestic feral dogs, which is a bit scary. And some don't even know that they're endangered. So we've got our work cut out for us. We can't get around the fact that they are carnivore and there is conflict. There is hope. If we look at our research project now, it's spans between Mangeti Cattle Ranch, which is run by the NDC, and MET. We've been able to, I think we've got about 4 packs that we know of for sure moving between the area, which is phenomenal. It's research and data that we didn't know before. Before it was guesswork, and hopefully through MET we can start to put a better picture together. We do have guesstimates. Everybody's got a different idea. Before, people were saying, okay, well, we have between sort of 3, 4, 600 in Namibia, but according to a recent carnivore count, it might be even less, down to about 200. So we don't know, and that's one of the biggest problems with wild dog conservation at the moment, or one of the biggest threats is the fact that we have no idea, because they depend on large ranges and they depend on their pack for hunting and breeding success. If you have anything below 5, it's not really considered a viable pack. So we need to know better about numbers. With our research project, we're thinking about 4, possibly 5 packs. We still need to look into that. And then with MET's projects going on, 1 or 2 other carnivore projects, we're hoping to put it all together as part with the action plan and get a better idea of what's going on. But that takes time and funding, unfortunately.
What are the fun facts? What do we not know about wild dogs? What makes them so cool?
Well, I'm a little bit biased. I think they're awesome. I think one of the things that fascinates me most is the fact that they function so amazingly well as a team. Where if you've ever been able to watch them hunting, the way everybody looks after each other in order to ensure the survival of the pack. They're also phenomenal endurance animals. We've known dogs to travel sometimes 72 kilometers in a night, which is pretty impressive. But find out more for yourself. They're great, and they really need the help at this point.
Well, we also do have the Namibia African Wild Dog Project as Radio Wave's Charity of the Month, and it will be on our website for September. But not only for September, it's there, it's archived. So if you've missed anything in the interview, or if you want a little bit more information, then just head over to the Radio Wave website.